Do either of you know where Mr. Keller's English class is?
Down the hall on your left.
Sweet dude.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 rom-com parodies.
But I'm in love with your daughter, Mrs. Whatever Molly's last name is.
You know, I was just thinking in the shower, when I look at the world through your eyes, it's like I'm seeing it for the first time.
I love you.
Oh, are you out of your mind?
For this list, we'll be looking at comedy movies with a central romance that were also poking fun at a genre of film. Did we miss any? Give us your best satirical comment below. Number 10. Date movie. You can't really have a list of rom-com parodies without mentioning Date Movie. This isn't just a parody film with romance and comedy, it is literally a parody of romantic comedies.
If you still love me the way I love you, then meet me where Meg Ryan met Tom Hanks.
On the internet?
No, not in You've Got Mail, in Sleepless in Seattle.
The film took on some of the biggest rom-coms of the day, including My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Hitch, and Bridget Jones's Diary, as well as classics like When Harry Met Sally.
So you're saying you do want the pork chops?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll have what he's having.
Film critics were not impressed, giving it a 7% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. However, general audiences got the joke and rode the film to an almost $85 million box office gross. Very nice for a film with just a $20 million budget.
And we lived happily ever after.
Number 9. Playing It Cool. Chris Evans and Anthony Mackie starred in 2 films released in the United States in May of 2015, Avengers: Age of Ultron, which basically the whole world saw, and Playing It Cool, which pretty much no one did.
I love you.
I love you.
My response has been, I just don't see myself ever feeling the same way about you.
The latter film finds Evans playing a screenwriter who wants to write action movies. He is told by his agent, Mackie, to write a rom-com first.
So do the rom-com and I will get you the action job.
Evans is a guy who doesn't believe in love. But guess what? He meets a girl that changes all that. The guy writing a rom-com actually lives a rom-com in the process.
It's confusing and it's terrifying and it's painful. It sucks. But I'm looking at you right now. I want to risk it.
Number 8. 50 Shades of Black. Sometimes a movie parody is subtle about the subject and films it's tackling, and sometimes it isn't.
And in exchange for all of this torture, I get you.
Yeah, that's correct.
And women go for this.
As is the case with 50 Shades of Black, this film hits you like a paddle to the backside with a title that doesn't leave any doubt as to what they're going after.
Who wrote this, a third grader?
Please go back to the water torture thing!
The 50 Shades of Grey books were an international mega hit, and the first film grossed over $500 million worldwide. While the Marlon Wayans fetish-themed romantic comedy parody only grossed $22 million, it still whipped up a decent profit given that it only cost $5 million to make.
See, you have to know your business inside and out.
Number 7. Not another teen movie. Chris Evans fans will be happy to find him making another appearance on our list. This time we're taking you all the way back to 2001 and Evans' movie debut. Evans plays the male lead in the film, which is a mega parody movie.
Given the right look, the right boyfriend, any girl can be this year's prom queen.
As the title might suggest, Not Another Teen Movie pokes fun at a whole host of typical teen comedies from the previous decades, dating back to the 1980s, from Fast Times at Ridgemont High to She's All That, and many more.
Don't think you're fooling us because we saw you at our practice and I know you stole our routine.
The film itself is 20 years old now, so references that were contemporary then might not be as recognizable to current audiences. But it could be a fun game to see how many you can pick up on.
Oh, God. I can't believe you fell for that crap.
That's from Pretty in Pink. Are you sure? Trust me.
Number 6. The Spy Who Dumped Me. Romance is in the air in this exaggerated comedy film. We follow a couple of unwitting civilians as they find themselves at the center of a classic spy movie adventure. The film sees the best friends, played by Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon, pursued by assassins when an ex-boyfriend turns out to be a CIA agent.
Call the CIA guys.
No, Drew said that we can't trust anyone, and he's right, because he's dead. Probably because I talked to them.
No, it's because I let the assassin into the apartment.
Okay, fair enough, it's both our faults.
Although the critics were lukewarm on the film, giving it a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, audiences enjoyed it. So much so that the film won the People's Choice Award for Favorite Comedy Movie.
Fair warning, you may be blown away. 2, 3, 4, hit it.
And Kunis was nominated for Favorite Comedic Movie Actress. Number 5. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Yeah, baby, yeah! It's time to talk about Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby! Yeah!
This shagadelic comedy has romance in the middle of it, and hysterical James Bond parodies all around, as well as some ill-tempered, mutated sea bass.
Well, that's a start, you know. All right, guard, begin the unnecessarily slow-moving dipping mechanism.
The Powers spoof was so influential that Bond actor Daniel Craig has said that the films are the reason later Bond movies were so serious in tone. They couldn't do some of the lighter gags of previous Bond films because Mike Myers had done such a good job satirizing them. And he did it all for a very reasonable price.
$1 million.
Actually, the film cost $16.5 million, but it made over $67 million and spawned 2 very successful sequels. Number 4. George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle is a 1997 comedy based on the 1967 George of the Jungle animated TV show, which is itself a take on Tarzan.
King of Jungle only here to help.
Both characters are raised by animals in the jungle, but they end up a little different. While Tarzan is a straight-edged hero very adept at swinging from vines, George never managed to completely master that skill.
George not feels so good.
As far as the romance goes, we all know Tarzan's love interest is Jane Porter, his one true love. In George of the Jungle, that honor goes to Ursula Stanhope.
George having stirring of special feelings right now.
I see.
Good thing she's same species, huh?
Number 3. Isn't It Romantic? A woman who hates romantic comedies wakes up one day trapped in a romantic comedy world and surrounded by all of the classic, obvious tropes she finds ridiculous.
Right. That doesn't really make sense.
Neither does the way I'm feeling about you right now.
Right. That still doesn't change the math, though. But just to be clear, I cannot call you.
Are you feeling what I'm feeling?
No!
Instead of parodying specific films, Isn't It Romantic is a romantic comedy that takes on the entire rom-com genre. The film is one of the best reviewed on this list, receiving a 70% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You must think I'm...
Adorable.
Sure, romantic comedies are full of cliches, but that's partly what we love about them. And rom-com aficionados will certainly appreciate how this film honors those cliches while satirizing them at the same time.
Got to express how you feel, and maybe then you'll know your love is real.
Number 2. They Came Together. When Joel and Molly, played to ridiculous perfection by Paul Rudd and Amy Poehler, are asked about how they met, they say it was like some kind of corny romantic comedy.
Well, Joel's kind of a typical romantic comedy leading man, you know? He's handsome, but in a non-threatening way.
Yeah, I could see that.
Vaguely, but not overtly Jewish.
You're right. He's just Jewish enough.
And Molly is the kind of cute, klutzy girl that sometimes will drive you a little bit crazy, but you can't help but fall in love with her.
What follows is an over-the-top rom-com satire that comedically throws many of the genre's classic tropes in the audience's face. There's a general rule in writing that it's better to show than tell. Let the audience experience something rather than use cheap exposition. Well, in They Came Together, they enjoy breaking that rule and using that exposition to comedic effect.
And then walking home, I had this realization that my inability to open my dream coffee shop was in many ways a metaphor for my inability to follow through on my romantic life.
The film doesn't just wink at the audience, it literally looks right at us.
I told you it was going to be a crazy day.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Enchanted. Who better to parody classic Disney fairy tales than Disney themselves? Enchanted is a loving send-up of, and tribute to, the films we all grew up watching. The movie begins as a classic animated Disney tale in the kingdom of Andalasia, with a princess, a prince, and of course, an evil sorceress.
Oh, so this is the little forest rat who thinks she can steal my throne.
But when the sorceress pushes the princess into a well, she's transported to modern-day, non-animated New York City. There are even musical numbers, animal helpers, and a McDreamy.
How does she know?
People looking.
She's yours.
Don't sing. It's okay. You know, let's just walk. Can we walk?
This is one of the first films Patrick Dempsey did after Grey's Anatomy rejuvenated his career. Both audiences and critics were enchanted by the film. It received a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes and earned over $340 million around the world.
And so, they all lived happily ever after.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.